Hey y'all, I'm back with a viewer's pick book review of I Accidentally Summoned a Demon Boyfriend by Jessica Cage. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. Y'all, I'm back, and remember I told y'all that technically the month of September was not over when I did my September reading wrap up. I actually had 2 books that I was working on and had literally like 24 hours to complete. I was able to finish I Accidentally Summoned a Demon Boyfriend. I started this book as an ebook, but I finished it as an audiobook, and that is how I was able to get it completed for my September reading wrap up. This book was recommended to me by my cousin, and I had already seen this book and wanted to read it, so that just gave me this extra push. I Accidentally Summoned a Demon Boyfriend by Jessica Cage is about Raina, who is in her late 30s or early 40s. She is tired of the dating game, y'all. The book literally opens up with her coming from a date that went completely wrong. She is scrubbing her car because this guy sat on her leather seats and had some kind of accident. I did feel like the beginning was a little corny. She kept harboring over what happened with the guy, and I'm just like, okay, girl, get over it, move on. Yes, there is pee in the dating pool, something that was repeatedly said in this book. I love when authors bring in the real world of dating into these books. And so she talks about how horrible the dates have been, and she really just wants a boyfriend, and she's a book lover. And this romantasy book that she's reading has a spell where the girl says a spell and she comes up with her perfect boyfriend. This girl gets drunk off wine, does the spell, gets the candles, speaks to the moonlight, and all of a sudden she summons a demon. She thought she was getting a boyfriend, but here comes Matisse, who is a demon with horns. She is scared out of her mind, but the drunken side of her is like, girl, take advantage of this fine demon being here and have you a good old night of spice. And that is exactly what she does. The next day, she thought it was all a dream, but of course, she keeps running into Matisse and figures out, like, no, this actually happened. Her friend, Carrie, thinks she's crazy. Like, girl, have you spoken to your therapist? Because this is insane. But it's happening. She summoned a demon boyfriend, and the 2 of them are tied together now. So other demons start to appear and try to attack her, which then Matisse has to show up and protect her. Of course, the 2 of them start to connect. And so I do like the story. I thought it started off corny, but I did get into it a few chapters in. It took me a minute, but I did get into it. It was an enjoyable book. I will say the fantasy part of it, I feel like demons weren't explained enough for me, and there wasn't a lot of world building. But I think this is what to expect in romantasy. I haven't read a lot of romantasy, but I think I'm not going to get heavy explanations into the supernatural fantasy world. And I'm also not going to get an overabundance in romance like I would in a romantic book. So I think you're just going to get a balance of just enough from both genres in order to make it a romantasy. I think that's what this author did in this book, and I'm curious if other romantasy books, how they balance the 2 genres. But in this one, I feel like she just gave enough fantasy and she gave enough romance. Because I am a romance lover and a fantasy lover, I would have loved more of both genres in this book. But I think it was pretty good, and I give it 4 stars. Some things that I liked: the steam, y'all. I'm going to be honest, this is one of them books where the steamy scenes kind of get you. And I do think Matisse was a cool character, even though I wanted more from him. And I did not like the audio voice for him in the audiobook, but I do think his character was cool. She was quirky. I like a quirky character. You know, there were funny moments. So I think it was overall a good book. I will say it has me wanting to read more. There are a lot of books out there that have like this very catchy title. It's about some human woman summoning some kind of supernatural being. The next book I want to read is That Time I Got Drunk and Summoned a Demon by Kimberly. And I'm really excited to read this one. So y'all, that is it for my review. Get out in the comments and let me know if you're fans of the romantasy genre and if you have any romantasy recommendations. And thank you again for tuning in to a Books with Kimberly video.